Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? I just thought I'd give you a little tour of the place. My favorite time of day, just as the sun starts to go down. So I'm just wandering around our sort of outside area here. Oh, nice places, the house behind me, some seating. And this is my favorite place. Just a little hut there, and you can see the mountains. It's lovely this time of the night. So just traveling through. It's where we had Christmas lunch. How amazing is that? I mean, you guys that live in a hot climate, you can eat outside, you can do things outside. Us in England, we never get to do that. So for me to have Christmas lunch outside is just a joy. It's bizarre as well. So I'm just coming down to the driveway, and as you can see, the mountains in Gran Canaria are just incredible. Hola! No idea who she is. Anyway, so I'm just coming down, and this is one of my favorite places as well. It's sort of down a level, and I'll show you why it's one of my favorite places. And here's the start of why it's one of my favorite places. Here are my girls. Anyone who doesn't know, I love chickens, and so I am. These are my girls, and I shouldn't, but I let them out a lot, and they just seem really happy, and they produce loads of eggs, and they stop fighting, and they just sort of get on with each other. As you can see, a lovely lemon tree here. It's amazing being able to pick fruit off a tree. It's just so, again, for me living in England, to be able to go to a tree and go, ding, I think I'll have that. And here we have my girls. So they're a funny breed, not breed, they're a funny thing, chickens, aren't they? Because that little plant they love for some reason, and I put it out, and then they eat it, and then they kind of get sick of it and leave the rest. And then if I wobble it around 5 seconds later or 5 minutes later, they come out, and I'm not sure whether they've forgotten that they ate it before, and it's all completely new again, and they just love it, or what's going on in their head. But these little sounds that they make, it's just so cute, and everyone goes, chickens, I find them hilarious and gorgeous, and one of them lets me pick her up, and she's very, very sweet. Oh, they're not interested in me. Not interested in me. So I'll just travel around, and you can start to see the edges of the hills here. And I'll show you the second reason why this is one of my favourite places here. So this is a little orchard, and well, not a little orchard, it's huge. And again, you can see that we grow oranges, and there's another orange tree there, lemons, limes, mangoes as well. Mangoes are huge here in Gran Canaria, but at the moment we haven't got any. So this is another reason why I love it here so much. So right on the edge of a Barranca here, you can see that it's just so beautiful. And this is one of my favourite views at this time of day, being able to sit on this little wall and just look out, you know. And again, being in the country that I live in, I don't get to see this. I don't get to experience this. I don't even get to breathe this kind of air, you know. So for me, it's absolutely incredible. It's so peaceful, and it really reminds me of like some of my first trips in Spain when I was doing my yoga teacher training, because we were living in tents, and it was the rustle of this kind of tree that I always remember in the wind, and the smell of this tree. It just, and that sound, you can't hear it, but the sound of the wind rushing through valleys of mountains is so evocative to me, from my teacher training that I gave myself when I was 30, just because I knew that I'd use it at some point, and it was a very powerful experience for me, and I haven't found that powerful experience again. I miss it. But when I come to somewhere like this, it just kind of reminds me all about it. This may not be stunning for you, but for me, it's always there. You wake up and nothing ever changes. You know, the mountain is always there. It won't ever change. Well, it will, of course, in time, but you know, it's constant, it's grounding, and some people find that really, really intense. So in a yoga teacher training, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're in a tent and every day you wake up, it's the same thing and it's this, the mountains can get quite intense and quite overwhelming. So you kind of need a break sometimes, kind of like living on an island. Yeah, this is one of my favorite places probably in the world, because my family are here and I just love these. I don't know if you can see these up here. These are racing pigeons. You might not be able to see them actually. I don't even know whether I've got the camera in the right place. And they come from over there, and they just go round and round and round every morning. And there's always dogs going, isn't it? It's crazy, isn't it? Wherever you are in Spain, there's dogs going somewhere, and it's good because they're always squeaking and barking. So, you know, they always say that it's easy to be really, really zen in moments like this, right? To be really peaceful and, you know, suddenly your mind is sorted and you feel so much better, and it's true. But the real trick is to somehow cultivate this feeling in the eye of the storm, isn't it? When life is happening to you, when good things aren't happening to you, when tragedy strikes, or bad luck, or disappointment, or sadness, or grief, or arguments, or tension. It's trying to find that that clarity, which is so very difficult. And it's easy. Oh, look, you can see the pigeons there in the background, maybe going around there. Oh, you can see them, maybe you can't. But they just go round and round and round. It's quite incredible. I never understood that. So if anyone can explain to me how the homing pigeon actually works, please do, because I don't understand how A, they know where they're going, and B, how they always come back. Anyway, that's just me being a bit stupid. But there they are. Two little groups there, all going around. Yeah, so it's easy to be sort of calm in here, but it's harder to cultivate that same sense of freedom and feeling when you're in the eye of the storm. And that's the key, I guess, to at least helping oneself navigate through life, you know. And it's not easy. Anyway, I'm waffling on, but I think what I'd love to know is what you do. How do you cope when, I mean, let's face it, none of us have this. I never have this. I mean, my God, you know, I live in a city and I never get to see sky like this. I never get to see plants like this. I never get to see hills like this. And I have certain things that I have to do to keep my mind, you know, centered. What do you do? I'd love to know what you do that helps you navigate your way through the day. And you don't have to expose anything, you know, personal about yourself. Just tactics or techniques that you use, and you never know, it could be helpful to someone else who's reading this, who reads the comments and goes, oh God, I haven't thought about that. And as we start the new year, you know, there's so much rubbish, especially on YouTube as well. I mean, it happens to all of us, it happens to everyone. And every time I read a horrible comment, it used to hurt me, but now I read a horrible comment and it's so ridiculous because no one knows anything about me that it just makes me laugh. Especially some of the ones that say one thing and then they've forgotten that they contradicted themselves way back. It doesn't mean anything because it's not real. But how have you helped yourself navigate these YouTube streets? Have you been a person that people have, you know, disliked, picked on, you know, insulted, or just sort of gnawed at? Or have you found it pretty easy going through sort of navigating? And if so, what did you do? Same as in your day, what do you do? How do you work your day for yourself? I'm always interested in what you guys do, and I guess I'd love to get to know you more. So any questions that you have to ask me as well. I'm pretty much this. what it says on the tin. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. I don't see the point. And I can't be, really, because that's what I do for my job, and why would I want to do that now? So I don't get anything out of this, just a hobby for me, just talking to the camera and talking about what's going on in YouTube. And you know how I feel about people and the whole money-making thing on here, and especially when it's done through lies. That's it. That's all I do. I've never claimed to be anything that I'm not, because I don't see the point, and I'm too old. So let me know how you are. Leave the comments below, and I'd love to reconnect with people. Have a great day, everyone.